Have you ever felt trapped in the darkest storm of your life, unable to see the light at the end? Have you wondered why life throws such tough challenges at you? In this story of resilience and hope, we present the incredible journey of a donkey named Charlie. His struggle for freedom will inspire you never to give up, even when life's challenges seem insurmountable. Let's dive into the story. It all began under the starry mantle of a night when a donkey named Charlie was grazing while his owner slept in a nearby cabin. Suddenly, a ranger broke the silence of the night. Always alert, Charlie perked up his ears as a menacing figure emerged from the shadows. Before the donkey could alert his owner, that dark figure muzzled him, and the noble donkey was cruelly taken from his home. The man took Charlie to a place of despair and pain, a vast and arid land where even the air seemed poisoned. Numerous skeletal donkeys roamed with empty and desperate eyes. This seemed to be the fate awaiting poor Charlie. The masters of this hellish place were a group of brutal criminals embodying cruelty and greed. They forced the donkeys to work relentlessly, providing only water and food to keep them alive while whipping them to exploit them to the maximum. Charlie, with an indomitable spirit, tried to escape on several occasions, but it was always impossible. His attempts resulted in brutal beatings, each blow, each wound seemed to diminish him, sucking away his inner strength. In less than a week, he found himself on the brink of resignation. However, fate had a different path for him. One day, the farm gates opened, leaving the entrance unguarded. Charlie had lost so much weight in a few days that the ropes that bound him had loosened. Before him was an opportunity that might never present itself again, but the fear of new punishment made him hesitate. He turned to resist this temptation. It was then that a heron with snow-white feathers and eyes full of wisdom said, "What you do, young one, you cannot miss this opportunity." Charlie turned to resist the temptation. The heron, who had observed everything from behind the branches of a nearby tree, encouraged Charlie so much that, in the end, the donkey found the courage to seize the opportunity. With little effort, he freed himself from the chains and fled the farm, with the heron flying by his side. However, the criminals didn't stay idle. They mounted their horses and began to pursue the poor donkey. At that moment, it seemed like the world was against Charlie, as a torrential rain started, as if those men had summoned the storm just to extinguish Charlie's only chance of freedom. The torrential rain turned the ground into a sticky swamp, preventing the donkey from seeing beyond his nose, causing him to stumble over logs and rocks. Charlie, already weakened by malnutrition and fatigue, struggled to stay on his feet. But those criminals were relentless. With tears of despair, he could only cry and repeat, "I can't do it." His inclination to surrender and his growing despair increased with every step. But he wasn't alone. The heron had flown above the clouds to escape the storm but hadn't abandoned Charlie. Its almost drowned voice in the rain encouraged Charlie, "Keep going, Charlie, don't give up, please keep going." His voice was a beacon of hope in the midst of the storm and the only thing preventing the donkey from surrendering completely. Finally, when the criminals seemed about to capture him, the rain suddenly stopped. Charlie could see clearly. The brave donkey soon realized that his true owner's settlement was only about 300 feet away. Inspired by this ray of hope, he gathered his last strength and ran to that safe place. Seeing the settlement, the men withdrew, finally leaving Charlie free. Charlie's owner rushed out of his cabin and embraced him with tears in his eyes. His voice was a beacon of hope in the storm. The heron descended from the sky and approached Charlie. The donkey looked at her gratefully and asked, "Why did you have so much faith in me? If it weren't for you, I would have given up, and only God knows what would have happened to me." The heron calmly replied, "The reason is that when you're in the middle of the storm, you should never stop. Remember this, Charlie. In the sky above the dark clouds where I flew, I could see that you were running towards the end of the storm and towards safety. That's why I asked you not to stop, because I could see what you couldn't, and I knew that soon, you would be safe, even though you couldn't see it in the middle of the storm." The heron explained that in the darkest and most difficult moments life throws at us, when it feels like we're engulfed by ruthless storms of adversity, it's easy to lose sight of the faint ray of hope at the end of the dark and seemingly endless tunnel. Charlie's journey, marked by his unwavering determination to free himself from the cruel chains of oppression and suffering, resonates in all of us. Charlie, the noble donkey of this tale, is a touching and enduring reminder that in the face of seemingly insurmountable circumstances, there is an unbroken spirit of resilience and hope that can make us keep going. It's in these tough moments that we must channel our inner strength and remember Charlie's firm resolve. This story teaches us that surrendering to despair is never the answer. In our lives, we encounter trials and tribulations that may seem as daunting as the challenges Charlie faced. These difficulties can test the very essence of our being, threatening to break our spirit and destroy our determination. However, just like Charlie moved forward despite the adversities, we also have the ability to gather our own internal reserves of strength and courage. This story reminds us that hope shines brightest when the night is darkest. It reaffirms our faith that, no matter how fierce life's storms may be, they will eventually pass for the radiant light of a brighter day. So, if you ever find yourself trapped in the nightmare of life's challenges, stand firm. Remember that the only true chain that can hinder your progress is the one forged by your own mind. Recognize that you have the extraordinary power to rise above the storm clouds with the promise of freedom, a better life, and limitless happiness waiting on the other side. Charlie's ordinary journey is a testimony to the indomitable spirit that resides in each of us, inviting you to keep moving forward even when the odds seem insurmountable. Accept the challenges that present themselves as opportunities for growth, because it's in overcoming these trials that we encounter the most authentic version of ourselves. Like Charlie, you also have the strength to persevere and not just survive but thrive. Let Charlie's story be a source of enduring inspiration that reminds you never to lose hope, to keep moving forward, and to have faith in the possibility of a better and more fulfilling future. If this story touched your heart, please like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring tales. Until the next video, where we continue to explore the valuable lessons that life has to offer.